Why do some messages explode and others seem to languish? Why do some people go viral while other people stay silent? It may not be what you think, and today we're going to talk about that. Hi, my name is Steve Kidd. I am a third generation minister, international best-selling author of 41 books and counting. Over the course of the last 40 years in business, I've had the amazingly wonderful privilege of working with more than 5,000 authors, helping them everywhere in the process of writing, publishing, marketing their books to bestseller, and all the things that come beyond that. What I can tell you absolutely is bestseller is only the beginning. It is a day one launch strategy. But what I know positively is that what you do matters. It is something that the world needs. It is something that you absolutely not only want to share, but need to share and are ready to share with the world. And there is absolutely a process for doing that. I want to spend some time with you today, um, because I really, more than anything else, want you to feel the impact, to live the results, to be the you that you are always meant to be, and really see your life come together in the way that you had hoped it did when you began to start pouring yourself out into your book, your messages, and all those kind of things. Are you ready? Let's do it. Okay, so here's the thing. Amazon statistically lets us know that the average book sells about 40 copies ever in its lifetime. Okay, that's average of all books. So what that means is that when you take a book, that Oprah markets or that Tony Robbins wrote, or any of those kind of things, the books that sold 0 or 1 copy to your mom kind of situation, those books that sell millions upon millions of copies bring that average up to 40. Okay, so that means that most books are, they just really aren't selling. They aren't doing the things. They aren't giving you what you had imagined, wanted, and needed for them to do. Now, here's the thing. I know you didn't just write the book so that you could, have it sit on a shelf somewhere in your house. You had real passion, real purpose. There was a why behind why you did it. But then, and maybe you even, whether it was with a company like mine or others, maybe you even made it on the bestseller list. Maybe you massively did the thing. And for a time there, it seemed really, really powerfully showing up. It was doing things for you. It was every day when you went to your Amazon account, you could see there were sales and you could see your ranking and all those kind of things. But then something happened. Unfortunately, for most, it happens very quickly. Your book is a bestseller today and it's literally unranked tomorrow, or at least it feels that way. It isn't actually, but it feels that way from what you can statistically see. And that feels like, the balloon, that gets filled up to its max and then just explodes. It feels like somebody burst the very bubble of your life. And that's not the way that it should be. And then you see things, whether it be, some kind of big professional guru. Hey, Shelby, glad to have you here with us. Some big coach or whatever, they bring out their next book and they're bragging about how they sold hundreds or thousands or millions of copies of their book. They talk about how great their book is doing and how, it's fulfilled beyond their wildest dreams. Many of them even then put together a program and they sell to you a program for you to be able to do exactly what it is. And you join in, you jump in and you do that one too. And for some, it works. For most, it doesn't. Because most of those programs are based in you either, one, stopping what you're doing in the world, as a business, as a job, as a whatever, and pivot to a full-time job as a book marketer, which isn't necessarily going to be a great way to make money. You may have, taken months, weeks, even years, and really dumped a whole lot of time, possibly a whole lot of money into that kind of thing and not seen a whole lot of results. There are people who are doing that. But the truth of the matter is that for the most part, because you don't have a staff of 20, 30, 40, 50 people that can work on it for you or with you, you don't have that kind of result. So what works? How do you really truly be visible in a loud world? And that's, and this has been an issue for years, long before everybody was using AI. Not necessarily long before AI existed at all, but definitely long before everybody was spending all their time putting out posts and messages and those kind of things through AI. And that was before Amazon changed the algorithm. So things like a live like this, last for 30 days and then poof, it's gone. All of those kind of things that feel like they've been designed on purpose just to come against you. It isn't the truth, but it feels that way, right? It feels very personal. There are some fundamental things that absolutely need to be done in order for your book to not just peak and blow up or not just never go anywhere, but to really truly have staying, lasting power. Okay? Number one is you have to understand Amazon is a search engine. Amazon, well, let me go back actually. Number zero, if you will. The starting point is, it really boils down to you. And I tend to tell people, and I do believe this very strongly, that everybody has something they need to share and that everybody's book is good enough. And that's absolutely true. With that said, often we're not writing the things that we should be writing in the book. We're even sometimes not writing the book that we should be writing. You see, clarity allows us to see the things that we're really, truly good at. And humility, real humility, because real humility is having a right perspective of yourself, allows you to be able to really shine in the space of the things that you're truly good at. And a lot of people skip over that step. They're passionate about something and they take that passion for that thing, or they see the trend for something and they jump onto that trend. Either way. And what ends up happening in that particular case is that the book really isn't the book that you really wanted to write. It may have felt good at the time, but when you go back at it now, I've talked to so many authors that they're like, before I would do any marketing on my book, I need to really rewrite the book. And they start off kind of subtly being like, there's a couple things I want to change. And the more you jump in with them, the more that it often is a complete rewrite. Sometimes it's a completely different book, really. And that's okay. Our true purpose in life and what we're truly talented at often is so easy for us that very thing that somebody else is craving because it's so hard for them. They may even be a little bit jealous or mad at us because, it's difficult for them and we do it so easily and then we don't teach it. Probably haven't ever even thought of teaching it. Yeah, I think that's the right English. Stephen grammar, right? But it's true. And we need to really understand who are we really at our core. And we need to put that into the book. So that's the starting point. That's the zero, if you will. It's not really step one, but it is a matter of really putting yourself truly out there. Not just, I worked with an author, this is many years ago. She basically just put a bunch of other people's quotes and their ideas and their stuff. She even met one of the main people who she quoted a lot in the book and said, my book's out now and I quoted you in it. And And the person looked at them, and this person has that personality. And they may have been joking, they may not have been, I don't know. But they looked at him and said, "Well, when am I going to get my commission check then?" And they said it pretty matter of factly, because as much as what she wanted to passionately write, and as much as she's good at what she did, what she ended up writing was everybody else's stuff, everyone else's opinions, rather than her, putting her in the book. And we kind of often tend to skip that part. It perfectly leads into what step one is if you want your book to be effective. And that's understanding Amazon is a search engine. It's a search engine for people looking to buy stuff, but it's based programmatically from the basic concept of the relevance in result search concept that is what allowed Google to totally change the search engine industry. So people come in and they want to search for, books of romantic poetry. Okay, they don't want to get search results if they say romantic poems in the search engine. They don't want to get books that are, about Legos. Now, if you search for something that is, for example, Danica's book that we promoted a lot over Christmas time, that is about Minecraft, and you're searching for Minecraft, you want to find the really best Minecraft books. Danica writes Minecraft fan fiction mostly, and so you also, if you're looking for a book on the ins and outs, how-tos, reference material on Minecraft, you don't want to get a story that's kind of like the Minecraft movie that came out here a little while ago. You want help and how-tos and maybe even cheats. Okay? You want to get the result. And all too often we skip over the SEO. Not because we intend to, but because we don't know what we're doing. We don't understand that it's a search engine. So being authors, or having poured a lot of time into the book, we write a very glowing, flowing description for our book. And it doesn't tell the search engine anything about what the book is for, what the book is about, who's it for. And so they don't really know where to place it. I saw a person's book. This was a couple of days ago. They have a pretty good ranking on their book. Their book is like 52 or 62,000 out of all the hundreds of millions of books on Amazon. That's really good. That's something to be proud of. Unfortunately, when you go down right below the overall ranking for the book, there are no categories shown. That absolutely tells me that both in the categories that were or weren't selected, they're completely off. They put in, and we've all done it. I did it with my first book too, so no judgment. They think, well, this book is to help people, so it must be a self-help book. And they dump it into the most crowded space on Amazon, self-help. And they try to compete with the Tony Robbinses of the world. Versus, the book being, go back to Danica's book on Minecraft, it being Minecraft fan fiction written for people that are 12 to 16 years old. We can qualify those very specifically. We can even put in that age group. That helps Amazon immensely. So you got to get that SEO, your keywords, your categories, your description. And then second, so you know who, and you put really the who and the what you are in the book. You then specify, right? You specify specifically who's this book for? What's this book about? So Amazon can really, truly list it and have it be in the right place. Okay, and then second to that comes your overall marketing plan. Amazon has hundreds of millions of books on there. They are not going to suggest a book that isn't selling. They want to make money. Okay. Now say whatever you want to, good or bad, about Amazon. Ultimately, they're going to send out people also read, people who got this book also read these books. They're suggesting books that either recently came out and sold really well or have, more importantly, and often are continuing to sell ongoingly over and over again. So you have to have a plan. How am I going to actually get actual real live human beings to buy my book every single day, week, month? We got to have that plan in place. It doesn't have to be tons. It'd be great if it is. And you will gain traction and those numbers will go up. But you have to have a plan for how that's going to happen. And then lastly, number 3, you've got to have feedback. You've got to have that signal. That's what reviews are. Reviews are a signal. They say very specifically, I read this book and this is what I found. And good, bad, or indifferent, that's what people are going to look at. They're going to look at, these people really loved this book. These people really hated this book. All of those kind of things. And if you don't have ongoing reviews of your book, I'm talking real legit people. I'm not talking about some kind of scammy body kind of thing. I'm talking about somebody who goes in on their account. They buy the book from their account. They read the book. And then they go back to their account and they really post a review on there. Okay? You want those 3 things, 4 technically. You want to know who you are and put it in the book. Okay, that's a 0. That's not really the 3 steps of how to have clarity, consistency, and connection. But the 3 things are, then you need to put your clear SEO in place so that it can really rank. You need to consistently sell the book. And you need to connect. You need that ongoing connection. That's what reviews are. Reviews are the signal that your book is connecting with people, that they're liking it, that they not only got it and spent their money for it, but they liked it enough that they want to say, hey, I really liked this. That's the difference between the people that are truly visible. I'm not talking about, something that you couldn't do by yourself. I'm not talking about, people who explode, for a couple of weeks because they did something crazy on the internet. I'm talking about ongoing, consistent books like The 4 Agreements, books like Who Moved My Cheese, that sell consistently over and over and over again because there's a consistent program in place that's clear and is designed to not only connect but show the signal of that connection with the people. I hope that helps you a little bit. I want you to be seen. I want you to be heard. I know what you did is amazing. I'm here to help. If you're ready to be seen, drop the word ready in the comments. I'd love to help you. I absolutely would. And until we're together again next time, I hope you have a great week.